Good evening. This is Ravi Shankar. Welcome to Botany NEET online classes. Today I am going to talk about the one of the important cell organelle, that is plastid, right? Plastids. The term plastid was coined by Haeckel and in Greek, plastas means molded. Plastids are double membranous having bone DNA, that means genetic material. That means genetic material. Cell organelle. Cell organelle. This plastids present in plants and some protista such as Euglena. Plastids are concerned for synthesis and storage of food materials. The matrix of plastids, contain DNA, all three types of RNA, 7ds, ribosomes, and also involve in storage of food materials. Based on pigmentation, plastids are different types: leucoplast, chromoplast, and chloroplast are the three types of plastids: leucoplast, chromoplast, and chloroplast. Now, when talking about each type, before that, the term plastid was given by Haeckel. In Greek, plastas means molded structure. Plastids are double membranous, having bone genetic material, cell organelles, and the plastids are present in plant cells and as well as in Protista group of organisms such as Euglena, etc. Plastids are concerned for synthesis and storage of food materials, and the matrix of plastids having DNA, all three types of RNA, 70 type of ribosomes are present in it. Based on pigmentation of plastids, there are three types: leucoplast, chromoplast, and chloroplast. Now we are going to talk about leucoplast. The first one, leucoplast. Leukos in Greek, leukos means colorless. Plastos means molded structures. Molded structures. Leucoplasts are colorless plastids. These are present in deeper tissues of the plant. Deeper tissues of the plant which are not exposed to sunlight. Which are not exposed to sunlight. In such parts of the plant, these leucoplasts are present. Mainly, these leucoplasts are involved in the storage of different food materials. Based on the nature of storage of food materials, storage of food materials, these plastics are leucoplastics are different types. Amyloplast, elaioplast, and aleuroplast. Amylo means starch. Plastas means molded structures. That means these amyloplasts are stored starch food material. So example, potato, tuber of potato, and rice, wheat, etc. And then elio means oils or fats. Plastics means plastics. These are concerned for storage of fat or oils. That's why these elioplasts are otherwise called lipidoplast. Because they are concerned for storage of lipids. These are seen in endosperm of castor, right? And then, if you talk about aleuroplast, aleuron means floor. Plasters means plastids, molded structures. That means these are involved in the storage of proteins. That's why these aleuroplasts are otherwise called proteinoplast, or proteoplast. Proteinoplast or proteoplast will be called for aleuroplast. So these are present in pulses. Such plastids are called aleuroplast. So these are concerned for the storage of proteins. That's why they were called as aleuroplast. So these are otherwise called proteinoplast or otherwise called proteoplast, or the different terminology is given for this aleuroplast. Especially these aleuroplasts richly present in the pulses, gram family members, right? These are about leucoplast. Leucoplasts are colorless plastids. These are present in the deeper parts of the plant tissues which are not exposed to sunlight. And based on the nature of storage of food materials, these leucoplasts are of different types: amyloplast, elaioplast, and aleuroplast. Amyloplast means starch storing leucoplast, and these can be seen in tuber of potato, rice, wheat, etc. are the example for this amyloplast. Elaioplast means oils or fat storing leucoplast, and these are otherwise called lipidoplast because they are concerned for the storage of lipids. These are present in the endosperm of castor, oil-yielding plants, oil-yielding seeds. And aleuroplast means flour, and that means they are concerned for the storage of proteins. So these aleuroplasts are the type of leucoplasts which are concerned for the storage of proteins. That's why they were called aleuroplast. And otherwise called proteinuplast or proteoplast because of storage of proteins. And these are richly present in pulses. Okay. Next, chromoplast. Next, chromoplast. Chroma means colored. Plastas means molded structures. Molded cell organisms. So these are other than green color. Green colored plastics. That means other than green, right? Other than green colored plastics, which are called chromoplasts, in these green pigment is absent, but other pigments such as keratin, xanthophyll pigments are present in it. So this keratin impart either orange or red color pigments, whereas xanthophyll impart yellow color. So that's why these chromoplasts are mainly present in petals of flowers because of these chromoplasts which are present in the petals are very so attractive. Even this is indirectly attract these insects. That's why this chromoplasts are indirectly help for the pollination activity during the fertilization in plants. And also these chromoplasts are also present in the pericarp of fruits and seed coats of seeds. In all these parts of the underground root, which is called carrot, in these plant parts, these colored plastics, which are called chromoplasts, are present in all these parts of the plant. Other than green pigments, the remaining pigments are present in this chromoplast, such as keratin, orange or red color will be imparted by these pigments. Xanthophyll will impart yellow color to the plant parts. So such plastics are called chromoplasts. These chromoplasts, okay, so suppose if they are present in the petals, will attract insects for helping pollination, and if they are present in pericarp of fruits and seed coats, helping for seed dispersal. If they are present in petals, helping for pollination activity. If they are present in pericarp of fruits and seed coats, they are helping for dispersal of seeds. Okay, that's why these colored pigmented chloroplasts are called chromoplasts. So one thing we need to understand about this chromoplasts cannot be changed their color from one plastid to another plastid. They are unable to change. They are unable to change from one color to one plastid to another plastid. One plastid to and in the plastids. So, such plastids are called chromoclasts. So, these chromoclasts are imparting different pigments, right? Other than green. Suppose if you look at this tabular information so that we can understand about this chromoclast. So, this chromoclasts are colored plastids except the green color, remaining other colors are present with this chromoclast. And these chromoclasts, especially they are present in the petals of plants, pericarp of fruits and seed coats of seed and underground part of root, that is carrot. So if they are present in petals helping for pollination indirectly, if they are present in pericarp and seed coats of seeds, they are present, they are helping seed dispersal and fruit dispersal indirectly for the spreading of the plants. And if this particular chromoclast cannot be changed from one color to another color, that means they are unable to change from one plastid to another plastid. Now let us understand what type of pigments are present for different coloration of this one. See, I'll give you this tabular information so that we can understand. It is also important for NEET examination point of view also. For NEET point of view, this tabular information will help you so much. Alright. So first one is the parts of the plant. That is, suppose carrot. Carrot will be orange color. What is the color will be giving? Orange color. For this orange color, which pigment is present? Beta carotene pigment. This beta carotene is precursor for vitamin E. This beta carotene is precursor for vitamin E. And the next one is ripened fruits of chilies. Here we have seen red color. For this red color, there is a pigment which is present in this chilies, that is capsanthin. Capsanthin pigment that impart red color to this at the time of ripening fruit. Likewise, ripened fruits of tomatoes will be red color. Here in tomatoes there is a pigment which is present here, it is called lycopene. Lycopene pigment is present. And the next one is brown algae. It is brown in color. That is a pigment which is important for imparting brown color to this algae, that is called fucoxanthin. Fucoxanthin pigment is imparting red color to this brown algae. Actually, they are named as brown algae. Red algae. That is a red color will be seen. For this red color, phycoerythrin is important pigment for red color of this algae. That's why they are called a red algae. And the ripened banana and mango, they are yellow in color. For this yellow color, there is xanthophyll pigment is important. So this xanthophyll pigment will impart the yellow color to this banana and mango at the time of ripening. So these are the different pigments with the different colors are giving for the different parts of the plant. For carrot, the root of carrot, there is orange color will be seen. For this orange color, beta carotene. Beta carotene is a precursor for vitamin E. So which later on which produces vitamin E. So that's why we have to take this daily one carrot so that we will get this vitamin E abundantly. And ripened fruits of chilies, they are red color. For this, pigment capsanthin is important. Ripened fruits of tomato, red color. Lycopene pigment is important, which is present in this. Brown algae, brown color. Ficosanthin is the pigment which is present in brown algae. Red color means red algae, red color. Phycoerythrin is a pigment which is present in this. Banana and mango, yellow xanthophyll pigment which is present in this. So these are the different pigments which are present in chromoplast. So one important thing we need to understand about this chromoplast, they are unchanged plastics. From one plastic to another plastic they cannot be changed, right? But whereas leucoplast can be changed and chloroplast can be changed, but this cannot be changed. This is important. One of the important plastics, that is chromoplast, right? And about chloroplast we will see in the next video. Bye.